Hello, awesome stepmoms, and today is a stepmom chat. I know it's been a while. I love filming outside. I'm going to try not to squint today, but I love filming outside. It really, really, really feels nice too. So hopefully I don't sweat to death. I'm sure it's probably about 90 degrees out here. We had a nice rain yesterday, a good rain, almost a flood-like rain. I actually do live in Houston, and so whenever it rains hard, based off of almost a year ago after Harvey, we all get kind of nervous when the rain comes. But welcome, all you awesome stepmoms. It's a pleasure to be before you this Saturday stepmom chat, where I keep it real. I used to call these stepmom coffee chats, but I always forgot the coffee, so we just gonna keep it real and we just gonna call it stepmom chats, because I always do bring the chatter when it comes to this stepmom game. And so hello, I am Siobhan Sampson. I am your stepmom coach. I help you crush the chaos when it comes to your blended family. I always like to say that I love to be a cheerleader for stepmoms. I like for them to know that they have the power to really truly love and influence their blended family. And so today's topic is stepmoms, you should not feel shame. And there's this such thing as parents, period, especially being mothers. And I know sometimes we're questioning whether or not we're a mother because we didn't give birth, but we are in this thing called step parenting. And there is the word parent in step parent. So there are times where we feel these emotions as any parent would. And today I'm going to talk about, I say shame, but what I really mean is guilt. Talking to stepmoms, which I do a lot because it's my thing, it's my zhush, is talking to you awesome stepmoms, is guilt. They feel guilty about numerous things, and I'm going to talk about a few of those things on why we feel guilt. What are some situations that come up? What are some feelings that come up for us as stepmoms where we feel guilty? One way we feel guilty is when we are the only ones disciplining our stepkids. We're the only parent that is actually setting rules. We're the only ones, and oftentimes when we're setting those rules, or when we're trying to add structure to our stepkids, and it's not coming from the bio mom, and it's not happening from our spouse, because whether or not they are experiencing some types of daddy guilt themselves by not being full-time in their kids' lives, or only seeing them on the weekends, and just feeling responsible, maybe even sometimes from not having what they feel as if enough to stay with their mom so that they could have that quote unquote happy ever after, right? And so there's many different things where it comes into place where we often, as stepmoms, we're the only one that is actually, especially when it comes to our household, actually having structure and giving rules. And so we feel guilty about that. We feel a certain type of way about that. And so our stepkids, they may not be getting that same structure. They may not even have rules when they're at home with their bio mom, their biological mother, but then when they come over, we expect them to clean up behind themselves. How dare us, right? That we expect them to, be respectful and not burp or not do certain behaviors when we're out in public. And so there we feel guilty because it feels as if we're the only one that is actually, what the kids will say, being mean to them, because we want them to have, we want them to have that structure. We want them to know those do's and don'ts of the world. We want them to have manners, right? So that's one situation where we as stepmoms. Hello, Danny. Thank you. Oh, you know what I'm saying. All right, girl. Thank you for keep me going here. You get me. See, I had some low energy and you came on today, and now I'm about to get it crunk on here. I don't even know if that's still a saying, but anyway, I'm excited. Thank you, Danny. So the second reason why we feel guilt as a stepmom is when we don't feel like being bothered with our stepkids. And it's our weekend. We feel guilty, like, oh, that's such a shame. We shouldn't feel that way. We should always It's not fair to our husbands, or it's not right for us to not feel that way. It happens, and so you're not the only one that feels that certain type of way. And as I get on in this video, I'm going to speak a little bit more about how that comes about and how we can kind of navigate around that. And so stay on and stay with me with that. Another reason why we as stepmoms, people try to shame us, or how we feel guilty ourselves, is when we want to spend time with our husband, or when we just want our husbands all to ourselves. We feel resentful to our own self, and we're hard on ourselves for feeling that way. We say, oh, well, we shouldn't feel that way. We knew when we married this guy that he had kids and that he had other responsibilities. So how dare us want to monopolize on all his times? And so we as stepmoms, we feel guilty about that. And another reason why we feel guilty as stepmoms is, and I'm going to try to read those comments. My bottle isn't mine, get attention, but with money wise. And so when they are a bit bored, they want to go out and spend money, but here with me, the money can be tight. Exactly. Ooh, keep your comments coming, Danny, because this is so true. This is truly a two-way street. We are a community here at Blended Family Bliss that, you know, it's although I do consider myself the subject matter expert when it comes to these blended family issues and these stepmom issues, I can't do this alone. So keep that coming. So again, the last thing that I want to talk about is why we feel guilty as a stepmom is when we dislike the bio mom. We dislike her. We're agitated. We're frustrated with her, and so sometimes some of those thoughts and those feelings that we have towards her, we feel guilty about it, because here it is. We have taken her kids and we love them as if they're own. At least we try to, right? And then, but we feel a certain type of way about their mother. And as society, we know you don't talk about people mama, right? And so, at least from where I come from, you don't talk about people mama. That's a no. Those are fighting words. But we have this dislike, and we have this annoying feeling when it comes to the bio mom, and we shame ourselves behind it. And so those are reasons that we do that as a stepmom. And so I just want to tell you guys, guess what? In dealing with this guilt and dealing with this shame, that you don't have to resent yourself. You don't have to have this feeling. It's a part of being a parent. And I said in the beginning of this, it's this thing called step parenting. And so guess what? We're parents. And so we will have the same guilt that we have as being a stepmom. We have those same, and maybe not the same reasoning, but we get that same guilt as being a mom, as being a biological mom. There's guilt that comes with being a parent. So if you're a stepmom and you are experiencing guilt, guess what? You right on track. It's an emotion that we feel when we parent, when we do this thing called parenting. And so, especially when we are the only ones giving that structure, and guess what? There's no fun in being a parent, right? There are moments of glory. There are moments of happiness. There are moments of joy. But sometimes we don't even get that as stepmoms. We have to go and put in all that work. We have to make sure that they're fed and that they have clean clothes and that we have these activities for them to do, but we don't always get those accolades from that. And so again, guilt will come, and it's so hard to feel angry towards her mom and not say anything, but keep loving the child and the same. Exactly. And that's why that guilt comes in, because again, we want to keep loving the child, but we have that angry there. And so we're kind of sometimes torn in, okay, your mama done made me mad, but I still got to love on you. And something that, and I'm not going to talk about that today. I'll have to do a whole separate live about this, but also, we get angry at the bio mom, right? But then the kid comes and the kid has those same action or those mannerisms or those same behaviors that they've learned from the bio mom. And see, here it is. Now we not only have to deal with it with her, but we have to deal with it with our stepkids. And I'm not going to get into that today because that's not on my notes. But just note that I have this part that I always talk about is the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And we as stepmoms, we have to deal with that. And so one thing that I want you to do as a stepmom when you experience guilt is try to find a way to resolve the issue in a way that you no longer have to feel that guilt. An example is if when we feel guilty about wanting that time with our husband, guess what? There's a way that we can find a resolution to that as far as scheduling those times with our husband. And we set the rules and we set the intentions with our husband and say, guess what? Whether that's 15 minutes or whether that's once a quarter or once a month where y'all have date night, or whether y'all have that 5 minutes before bedtime where it's not about the kids, it's not about the bills, it's not about, you know, the drama that bio mom may have come, and that's that wedge between y'all push all that stuff out, and you set up that time where it's you and only your time with your husband, and that's important. And when we can establish those times, then now we've resolved that, where we know when that time is, that it's our time with our husband, so we don't have to feel guilty about wanting that time, because we've already, you know, resolved that. We've put something in place so that we feel resolved. And so if you have to, let's see here, I'm going over my notes here. So and I also want you to know that you don't have to feel bad about feeling a certain type of way when it's your weekend. Danny, you are, or maybe you're probably Crystal, because maybe it's Danny and Crystal, and I'm so sorry. Ooh, I'm slow. Ooh, moment. I hope you're cracking up right now, because I'm cracking up. But Crystal, I have 2 videos on jealousy. Actually, I think I have 3 videos on jealousy. Jealousy is a real feeling, but you don't have to act on that feeling in a way you can. Oh my goodness. All I can do is just, you are not alone. You are not alone. I knew you were, Crystal, but I sometimes I get on here, look, you know I'm a bit on the old side when it comes to this technology stuff. So please forgive me. Charge it to my head and not my heart, Miss Crystal. So yes. So I really want to stay on topic, but yes, from this guilt also comes out those feelings of jealousy, and it comes out as anger, and it comes out, you know, and I kept it clean because I'm on here and I don't want to put the wrong taste in folks' mouth, but sometimes it's downright, it turns into hate too, doesn't it? So I'm gonna keep it moving, but like I was saying, is you don't have to feel bad on yourself. You don't have to feel as if you a bad stepmom because you're not excited about it being your weekend for the kids. And then especially, I say this because we get our own routines going. We get our own flow going as women, as wives. We know on this day we're going to do the laundry. On this day, you know, it's out with the girls. We get this flow going. And sometimes that weekend that rolls around, it's like, oh shoot. So it's I'm not gonna say it's inconvenience, but it pops up because it's sometimes it's not consistent, because bio moms, it's our weekend, but they feel like they can plan things on our weekend. Or let's say it's the opposite, where this could be your 3rd weekend in a row that you've had your stepkids, and you don't mind having your stepkids. You're not saying like, oh, I don't want them to be here. But when you have orders from a court that says this is your weekend and that's theirs, we get that in our head. We plan around that. And when those things don't happen accordingly, yes, we truly have those feelings. And then when we have those feelings like, oh, here's my 3rd weekend and I'm here by myself, because your husband could be travel, your husband could work the weekends, and here it is, you're like, I'm tired, or I could just use some me time, right? And so with that, we start to feel guilty, like, oh, I'm an awful person for feeling that way, because, you know, if I had the kids full time, I wouldn't get a break. And so who am I to feel as if I deserve? Stop. No, that's not true. We are going through, I'm telling you, this is the truth. So again, you're not by yourself, Crystal. And when that guilt starts coming up, when you start shaming yourself, just know you don't have to. You don't have to do that. And so the last thing that I have to say is, guess what? If you a stepmom and you shaming yourself and you have guilt, congratulations. And I want to just, congratulations. Good for you. You want to know why? Because by you having that guilt and by you shaming yourself, that means you care. You care about your blended family. You care about your stepkids. They matter to you. Your family matters to you. And because if it didn't, you wouldn't have any reason to feel guilty, right? You have those emotions. And so, let's see, I don't want to make sure I don't forget anything. So it's not like you just, and guess what? You care about those your stepkids. You care about your husband wanting him to have a relationship with his kids. You care about that. You yourself want to have a relationship with your stepkids. And guess what? As those things come in, when you feel guilty about those nasty thoughts that you have towards your bio mom, guess what? Those thoughts didn't come just haphazardly, just random. It happened because of the different situations that transpired between you and that bio mom. And so guess what? You don't have to guilt yourself, and you don't have to feel shame. And so I want to just say, why don't you give away with that? You don't have to feel guilty. We already feel angry. We already feel frustrated. We already feel alone. We already feel misunderstood as stepmoms. We already feel just invisible. And so if anything, with this video, I just hope that you're able to know that there is light at the end of this tunnel, and that you're able to, let go of that guilt and feel joy, feel empowered as a stepmom, feel loving as a stepmom, feel blissful as a stepmom. And so I talked a lot about the bio mom issues and coming in, and that feeling coming into play as a stepmom, and that's because myself, many of you know my story, but I married a man that had 4 different bio moms. And so that's really near and dear to my heart, because if I was able to survive 4 different bio moms, and that's 4 different kids with their different personalities, and then the 4 different bio moms with their different personalities. Some that were, high conflict, some that were just an array of different things. If I was able to make it as a stepmom, I know that you are able to make it as a stepmom, whether you have 1 bio mom that you deal with, whether you have 2, 3, or maybe you have 4 like I do. I just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And I do want to let you guys know that it's summertime. And the fact that as a stepmom coach, the #1 frustration that I hear from stepmoms is dealing with those bio mom issues. I have be right back. Okay, I'll still be here. I have actually a program that's going to be launched at the end of the month, that if you guys stay tuned, whether you hit me up on what is it called, DM, is that a such thing, or private messaging, or whatever it is, if you're interested, or if you want to know more about it, or if you just keep logging in on these lives or whatever on the Facebook page, you'll hear more information about that. And if you happen to be a part of the Crush the Chaos crew, where you actually get emails from me, I'll be sure to be emailing you more information about that too. And so again, this is another thing that when we have that bio mama drama, which the course is No More Bio Mama Drama, the program is No More Bio Mama Drama, is this guilt comes up. And so I wanted to come on today and give you some ways to, to really release yourself from that guilt. And so if I were to ask you to do anything today, I would say share this video. Please share this video. Don't keep this to yourself. I want to really be a person, a voice in this world of stepmom. this stepmom game, I really want to be a voice of sound reason. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but that's where I want to be. I want to be your stepmom coach, but I also want to cheer you in on these struggles. These stepmom struggles are real, and they get ugly. When these struggles get real and when they get ugly, it ends with children who have misunderstanding and hate you because they don't understand, because we can't get ourselves together as adults. When we can't get these stepmom struggles together, guess what? Our marriages suffer. And so I don't want that to be you. So again, share this video. That's all I have for you guys today. I want to thank Miss Crystal for coming on and really, truly, I mean, I'm going to go back to these comments and I'm going to comment on some of these and really, really get in there, because I didn't want to go off on a tangent here, because you know I will, Miss Crystal. You know I will. In fact, I just feel like I need to sometimes come on here and just do some Q&A. Don't even have anything prepared for these chats, so we just sit down and just talk backwards and forward type of thing. That's something I love to do. Do y'all see that sweat? I'm out here sweating for y'all because I love y'all so much. So, but that's the end of this. I hope you guys got some value out of it. Again, remember to share this video, and guess what? We're at the end. That's all I have for you, and as always, love and bliss.